We know why he chose the Palestinian conflict to, hurrah, hurrah about. And that's very simple. And that's because you guys don't really want to get your hands dirty doing anything. So you guys pick the issue that you can virtue signal about that's going on the other side of the planet, the very opposite side of the planet. So you won't be drug into actually doing any work there. You know, I mean, that's why you guys aren't saying anything about homelessness or the fact that like a 747 full of people die every day from fentanyl overdoses in the United States of America. You're just going to leave all those ones alone, all the domestic issues, and you're going to laser focus on this Palestinian issue like anybody gives a fuck. Nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares when they launch a terrorist attack they launched a terrorist attack and then they could kidnap 250 fucking people and take them back. And what do you guys expect Israel to do? Just sit around and go, oh, okay, well, it's okay, Hamas, it's okay, just kidnap our people, and we're just gonna sit here and we're not gonna shoot you anymore. Thanks for taking our people, I guess. What the fuck do you expect them to do? You think their population is gonna be cool with that? No, they're gonna be like, go get them, go get our people back. The same thing we would do you guys are asking impossible things to start with. What do you think the Americans would do if Canada came over and jacked like 250 people, smuggled them back into Canada, and then it was just like, yeah, what's up now, bitch? We would we'd turn them into fucking dust until every motherfucker was back. We'd kill every fucking Canadian if we had to. That's what we'd fucking do. And you're asking them to do something different? And they are doing something different. They're not actually killing everybody like the Americans would fucking do. We just wonton murder the whole fucking country to get our 250 people back. So they didn't do it again. You guys are asking them to do ceasefires immediately after they come back. Why the fuck would anybody do that? That's the dumbest fucking ask in the world. First of all, get a perspective, get a grip on reality. What nation state would ever fucking do that when they still have active, currently held hostages? What, so they can fucking play them, so Hamas can trade them like trading cards and get all their fucking people out of fucking prison? They're not doing that, dude. They're not playing that fucking patty cake game with them. And the people in Palestine have to take some fucking responsibility for that action. They voted them in overwhelmingly, 85% in 2006. So whatever they're doing, you're approving of. So you can't just stand back and go, oh, well, it was just Hamas. It was just Hamas. No, it fucking wasn't. It was you guys. It was you guys, all of you guys. You guys all have a hand in it. You're responsible for it. You guys put those guys in power. Where's the Palestinian Authority? Yeah, they're not in power. It's Hamas. So what the fuck are you guys even talking about a ceasefire? And you guys are throwing out all these fucking stupid arguments like, oh, it's the most fucking appreciated children in the world. Dude, why would we even believe you? Why would we believe you? Because you guys told the truth about the gender pay gap? Oh, and by the way, that gender pay gap thing where that lady, that economic advisor from some fucking NGO got up there and was holding Kamala Harris's hand when they signed that stupid bill that means nothing. I think they do that just to shine you guys on, just because they're like, oh yeah, here's the crazy people coming to think that pay gap exists. So just, let's just do this bill signing and act like it does something, because if we don't, they're going to fucking jump ship on us. So we got to keep them happy. And they're so fucking delusional that we just have to play along with them. So let's just do this thing, because they get this economic advisor. Because I read her interview, because she's like a nobody, and she's up there with Kamala Harris for this bill signing, right? Well, she's some economic advisor from some NGO or whatever, some feminist think tank or something. And so it's not real clear she's a real economist, first of all. And then when they started questioning her, they were like, so where did you get your data from? Where did you get this gender pay gap data from? Guess where she fucking gets it? And I shit you not, from the fucking census. And the census is not a fucking gender pay gap study. Why isn't she referencing a study? Payscale.com just did one. They do one annually, actually, repeatedly showing that there's no gender pay gap. 99 cents to $1 with a three plus or minus 3% margin of error. So it's not a data point. So there's no gender pay gap. Period. They don't want to reference that. So she's going to census data. Convenient. Because that's not a fucking gender pay gap. It's not controlled. It's not adjusted for, based on the working habits of people, how many hours they work a week, where men work generally much longer hours than women on average. The fact that they don't do any union labor usually, and they work for fucking hospitals and fucking, schools and shit and make shit wages, but that's what they choose to go into a lot of the time. So they have to adjust for all those factors. Yeah, if you're just doing it apples to apples, then yeah, it probably is 82 cents to a dollar. But that's how disingenuous that argument is because she goes to census data. The last census that they do every fucking 10 years. She could have got a recent gender pay gap study off of the fucking payscale.com. That's literally their business. Their business is to track salaries of people and to track and see if gender pay gaps actually exist. But they don't do that. No, they go to some census data from when's the last time they did that? I don't know. They do it every 10 years. Probably did it in 2020? So they use that fucking archaic fucking data it's not even meant for that. It's not even meant to show any type of gender pay gap. Because it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the teen suicide rate. You guys use some study that didn't adjust for the comorbidities, and once those comorbidities, like major depressive disorder and like a bunch of other shit, anxiety disorders, and all the other shit that was going on with the kids at that, that were being studied, when all those things were adjusted for, it flattened that fucking number out to zero. There was no more suicide rates in trans teens than there was regular teens when you adjusted for the comorbidities. And they haven't adjusted for the difference in labor practices and labor behavior, basically, between men and women. And that's why the census data it's raw data, but it doesn't mean anything. And that's where she's getting her data. That's where they're justifying this bullshit. That just proves how delusional you guys are. That you guys have no grip on reality at all. I mean, your guys' perspective is just an echo chamber of delusion. You guys think if you just keep repeating it, like you're going to manifest destiny. I mean, that's what you guys talk about on TikTok all the manifest your husband, manifest your wealth. You guys think if you just say it enough, then it's going to fucking happen. Well, it's not going to fucking happen. You morons. And nor is it going to get you a husband or a fucking $1 million. I mean, are you guys stupid? I mean, you guys are just playing around, right? Or are you guys just fucking retards? I mean, for real. I mean, it's like, dude, get a grip on reality, dude. Come back to earth, dude. We know what you guys are doing with the Palestinian thing, dude. You guys just don't want to get your hands dirty. You don't want to actually have to do anything. So you pick the thing on the other side of the planet, so you can wax poetically to us about what the difference between right and wrong and who's occupying who. While you're sitting in your $850,000 fucking glass house built on the blood-soiled land of Native Americans that was stolen in recent history, a lot more recent, like the last couple hundred years, and you're going to sit on that fucking land, you're going to sit on that land in that house that was stolen from the Native Americans and tell other people about who's occupying who and who's genociding who? Like you fucking know what those fucking words even mean? Do you even know the definitions, honestly? Because people are keeping track now. Because people are watching you guys, and there's and I think that's why you guys have noticed that you haven't gotten anywhere in the last fucking 160 days of your whining and complaining. Because nobody gives a fuck about what you guys say anymore. Because everybody knows it's horse shit. It's horse shit. It's all bullshit. Only thing you guys can complain about domestically is, free the nipple campaigns. Free the nipple campaigns. What about the homelessness? What about the fucking, you guys act like you're like so moral and compassionate. You guys just ignore that shit, the shit that actually matters. And you're like, oh yeah, free the nipple. And then you're like, oh, well, let's fucking focus on this issue on the other side of the fucking world. And then, then grandstand and virtue signal about how morally good we are or whatever. Nobody gives a fuck about Palestinians, dude. Nobody does. I mean, people quit caring a long time ago. And you guys even admit, you just found out about the fucking conflict like 15 minutes ago and went and did some YouTube research. You guys don't know shit about it. You guys are telling everybody else what to fucking do? You guys are out of your fucking minds, dude. You guys are out of pocket. And that's why you guys are getting fucking contested everywhere. That's why the police are beating you up and nobody's saying anything at the fucking campuses. Nobody gives a fuck about you guys anymore. Nobody gives a fuck about what you say. Everybody knows it's horse shit. You guys need to, if you guys want some credibility, if you guys want people to actually believe you, then have some integrity, And like the next time you guys lie about a gender pay gap, why don't you apologize for it afterwards and say, yeah, we fucking lied, not just move on, act like you did nothing wrong. You guys have zero accountability. Everybody knows this about women. It's a generalization about women. I mean, that's why nobody's wanting to hand over the keys to the C-suites to you guys. Because you're a bunch of liars and you don't take accountability for your own actions. Well, you know what happens when they put people like that into power? Shit goes bad real quick, usually, Corporations go bankrupt or governments fall, usually, And I mean, nothing that you guys believe is true is even true. Like even with like the amount of wars that like if you go if you go apples to apples, like if you go, well, if you break it down for how many actual kings and queens were in power at different times, if you average it all out, you were much more. If you were a soldier in the UK, for example, you were much more likely to go to war under a woman queen than you were under a king. You know, like by magnitudes. Much more hawkish, much more, and for probably good reason, because they don't have any skin in the game. So when a queen's like, yeah, we're just going to go to war over here and go to war over here, she's not losing her friends, she's not losing her daughters, she's not losing her fucking aunts and uncles and or aunts at least or whatever, and she's not, you know, the elderly aren't getting involved. So it's just a bunch of young guys that she doesn't even know that are going to go die and fucking. So she doesn't give a fuck, you know. She has no kinship with the fucking, you know, with them. So she, you know, so yeah, she's gonna send them off to war. Fucking who gives a fuck, you know? Where I think when a king did it, he had to be a little bit more sure that he was doing the right thing, you know? Or maybe he just, you know, spent a little bit more time deciding whether it was right or wrong, you know? I mean, because that seems to be something that you guys are incapable of doing. I mean, because you guys famously don't ever, you guys don't sit there and ponder like the morality of supporting, you know, Palestine or, you know, versus Israel. All you do is you just look at it and go, brown skin, victim, we're supporting them or whatever. Because we can't support whitey, because you can't support white guy. Or whitish guys, right? So you can't support Israel because that's not cool. That's not DEI or whatever, right? I mean, you guys are so transparent. You guys are, oh man. I mean, dude, when this all claps back, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if half of you guys are homeless. You know, because like I swear to God, husbands are gonna just fucking divorce you guys. I mean, they're just tired of listening to this shit. I mean. Like seriously though, does your husband even get does he get his own opinion, or do you tell him what his opinion is? Well, he probably knows that he doesn't get an opinion, so he just stays quiet, right? He just looks at you and he's like, yeah, whatever she says, that's my opinion, right? Right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, what is he like completely emasculated? You know, you already told him he can't have guns. You know, does he get an opinion on the Palestinian and Israeli conflict? You know, because rational people would be like, well, I don't know. It's a Western style democracy in the Middle East, the only beacon of democracy in the region. Something to be said about that. You know, they did get attacked. They do try to defend themselves against an onslaught of rocket attacks. You know, the lines that were drawn, the ones that you say are like are occupying, they're occupying or whatever. The original borders of Israel, the ones that included Gaza and the West Bank, those were all included in the original partition that they were mandated to do. It was a UN resolution by the Security Council. That even Stalin. This is like post World War II. Stalin agreed, China agreed, Americans agreed, France, fucking whoever's on the count. It's like 5 of them, the 5 major winners of World War II, basically. And so they all said, yeah, we need to give this piece of land part of the Palestinian mandate, because basically UK was getting out of the game because they weren't the superpower anymore. So they're like, well, we're going to hop out of this, but we're going to give this to them. And I mean, you know, on the way out the door, and well, they were mandated to do so when they were like decolonizing or whatever. And then so, you know, and that's what happened. There's no historical evidence that there's no archaeological evidence. Whenever they start digging around in those fucking temples and shit over there, you know what they find? A lot of artifacts with the Star of David on it. It's pretty clear that the Jews were there since 10th century BC at least. That's when they started finding artifacts. So they were there. Obviously, they were previous to that as well. And they had their culture, they had their religion in place or whatever. They had their books and or at least they had the word of mouth, their Talmuds and whatever, practicing, you know, and building temples about it. So clearly an organized culture was there. What evidence is there that the Palestinians were over there? They came over during like the Ottoman Empire, dude. Johnny come lately. And then it'd be like, oh, this is ours historically. It's our historical. No, it fucking wasn't. No, it fucking wasn't. Shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't. Where's the archaeological artifacts that shows that you were here? What, you guys chose a name that was used in the Bible or whatever? Now you're like Palestinians or whatever? You know, convenient. But were you really? I don't think there's any evidence for that. They just came in with the Ottoman Empire and they were pogroming the fucking Jews basically during the Ottoman and Byzantine Empire, and there was a diaspora and they got spread all over Europe, and then they got fucking slaughtered. 3 million of them got slaughtered in Poland, so that really didn't really work out, did it? So it didn't matter where they went. If they were in their homeland, they were getting pogrommed by the fucking Arabs, which is basically the Palestinians that moved in, which I doubt they're even really Palestinian. I mean, I think they co-opted a name in the Old Testament because then it makes it sound like they've been there. That's what I think they did. It was just a bunch of Johnny-come-latelys during the Ottoman Empire. There's no archaeological evidence that there's any fucking history of any Palestinians being there. Period. There's not. Go Google it. Go do your research. Is there any evidence that the Palestinians ever lived there or have any historical roots to that land? And there isn't. At least not in the artifacts. Not that anyone's dug up. So basically it looks like what it looks like is that this is just a scam against the Jews, and then the Israelis were like, okay, well, since you guys really like the Gaza Strip and in the East Bank or whatever, or the West Bank, we'll do a two-state deal. You come to the table, we'll talk about peace, and they were just basically doing it because they didn't have to do it. They were doing it because they wanted to get some international support for the fact that they exist, because they were getting pressure from Iran and Saudi Arabia during the 80s and 90s and shit, and they were wondering if they were going to be around for a while. They were nuking up at the same time and expanding their military and shit to try and survive, because they knew that everybody in the fucking neighborhood wanted to wipe them off the fucking map. Egypt, Jordan, everybody around there. They just don't like them or whatever. They don't like Jews or whatever. That's fine, but if you're really looking at whoever was the original inhabitants of that land, if you're gonna return them to their land, there's no other land. It's that land, including Gaza and the West Bank. I mean, that partition that they drew originally, it was accurate. They found artifacts all around in all those fucking different places, pertaining to the Star of David and the Jewish religion. I mean, it's clear as day that they're from there, going back all the way to 10th century BC. And what proves that the Palestinians were there from 10th century BC? Absolutely zero, nothing, not a single thing, nothing. No old Quran books, no old fucking figurines or shit or whatever that would be considered Muslim or whatever. Nothing. Absolutely zero. So what the fuck are you guys talking about? Do you even know what you're talking about? I don't think you do. I think you did research on fucking www.imright.com. I mean, that's how it just looks that pathetic, is what it looks like. And you guys are screaming and hollering, trying to manifest destiny. Nobody gives a fuck. But everybody's watching you. And people around are watching you guys granularly because people are beginning to realize in a large way, like the and the MGTOW group used to be just like the incels or whatever, they couldn't get laid or whatever, but it's not anymore. I mean, the amount, because of feminism and because men fucking hate you guys so much, basically, and hate your group and hate your fucking gay flags and hate everything about you, pretty much like I do. Hate everything you guys stand for, fundamentally, because we know that you guys only fly the gay flag shit because you guys know that it makes masculine men feel uncomfortable because it's a bunch of fag shit. It's a bunch of, put penis in my butt and it makes us uncomfortable, so that's why you love it. And that's why you fucking shove it down our throat on a daily basis when the actual gay population is what, literally 3 or 4%. But we have to watch this flag shit and this gay shit and why is gay so fucking cool? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you guys are a death cult. Literally, the left is a death cult. What do you guys promote that doesn't either shrink the population or destroy families or put people in prison or exacerbate crime or kill babies in women's stomachs up until the 8th month or 9th month or whatever? What do you guys advocate for that isn't death and destruction? Name one thing. Don't worry, I'll wait. Yeah, you promote gay shit, so you promote gay shit, and then what are you saying there? If everybody was just gay, then there'd be less people on the planet because there'd be less procreation. That'd be great. Yeah, so it's okay. So it's so you want to reduce the population by making everybody gay. Then you want to like, what do you want to put a bunch of men in prison because you raise them in single parent households, and everybody knows that 80% of the prison population are products of the single mother household. So you're going to promote the shit out of that, because that destroys the nuclear family. So that's nice, and that causes death and destruction of its own. With men being raised by women, and so they're reactionary, and then they put some testosterone and a gun in it, and then they go walking down the street, and some guy looks at them funny, and they blow their fucking head off because they're like, "What you looking at, bitch?" Just like a woman does, just like a female. They don't learn stoicism, and that's what you guys game on. You guys love it. No, yeah. Go more of that. Yeah, more single mother households or whatever. Because fuck it, it's just men, right? It's just men that are going to prison. So fuck it, good riddance. You guys are a death cult. You guys are inherently evil. They make fun of you guys on the Babylon Bee because they're like with a skit about Satan coming in and being like, "Hey, you guys on the left, like slow it down. I can't keep up with you guys. You guys are doing all the fucking, you're doing the devil's work, and I got nothing to do." And they say it ironically and comically because everybody knows it's true. I mean, the grooming. Where do you guys even? I mean, what was the Palestine conflict? Is that where you think you're earning your morality points, your compassion points, or something? Why? I mean, everything you guys advocate for is just based on death, destruction, prison systems. I mean, feminism comes out of the '60s, roaring with the sexual revolution or whatever, and then on top of this, here's another point actually. You guys are so used to being able to just manipulate the shit out of men and gaslight them to such a high degree that because you've done it to me personally. Nobody in my family's even asked me about my body count or whatever. Like, they don't care. It's because you're a Nazi in your household, because you've trained them to not ask that fucking question or you'll tear his fucking head off. That's why he didn't ask you the fucking question. That's why he never asked, because he knows better. You don't think he fucking wants to know? I mean, he's already married to you, so it probably doesn't matter now. It's, long time ago or whatever. So he's probably not that interested or whatever. But I bet you going up to that date of that marriage, he's probably curious about it. I mean, if he had any type of sense in his head, his mother knew anything at all, she's like, yeah, if there's a lot of history, the marriage probably won't be successful, No, and I don't think you really did. The weird thing about you is that you live like the tradcon life. You've done the whole tradcon thing. You were even like a Catholic, forever. And you were like, what, saving yourself for marriage, right? And you banged Chris and a couple other dudes or whatever, and then you got with your husband, right? So you had a low body count. You're kind of like you're like the wet dream of all the fucking MGTOW guys, basically, because now they can only get these cock carousel riding fucking used up has-been fucking losers that bring nothing to the table except baggage and, 3 babies, daddies, and 3 rugrats that you don't want to take care of and that don't behave themselves, so like, and then you currently live the basically tradcon life, but then you promote a different life. You promote a life of death and destruction and anarchy and fucking, the destruction of the nuclear family is what you promote with feminism, right? And I mean, we've heard you to say like you do unpaid work or whatever. We're not sure who's supposed to do that, but you still resent the fact that you stay at home with your kids. Do you know how many women that get to like 35 would fucking give their left tit? They give all their tits. They give all their tits and all their organs to be able to sit at home and raise some kids. Do you know how jealous they would be that you get to do that and they don't? Because they passed the wall and they missed their opportunity and they rode the cock carousel and now nobody fucking wants them. Nobody wants to make babies with them because they know that their oxytocin receptors have been calcified to such a degree after 200 dicks have been inside them that they can't pair bond with them anymore. So she's going to be out the door in fucking 5 years with half of your shit. And they know this. They're not confused about it. They don't care what you say. And then you guys are so used to manipulating the shit out of men. You guys literally gaslight us and you gaslight the shit out of us and tell us you're not allowed to have that preference about, when you guys have your laundry list of preferences, 6-inch cock, 6-pack abs, 6 inches salary. And what do we say? We don't say anything. But then we say, oh, what if we want some skinny girls? And they're fat phobic. You're a fat phobe. Fuck you, asshole. You're a fat phobe. And you guys scream it at us and shut us down with that one. Any type of preference we have at all, you guys go ballistic. You guys go absolutely ballistic. And you're so arrogant and so fucking you have such audacity to think that you're going to undo hundreds of thousands of years of fucking evolution to get us to you're going to unwind that in what, a generation, and get us to just all believe that, oh, body count doesn't matter, when that's literally what we based our whole the whole mating ritual on for since the beginning of time, since we were evolving from monkeys. And you think you're gonna undo that in a fucking generation by gaslighting us, you fucking cunts? Shut the fuck up. You arrogant fucking bitches, shut the fuck up. Our brain doesn't work like yours, and thank God, because it's nothing like yours. So get that out of your fucking head. We don't think like you. We could just say the same thing about you. Oh, we think that provisioning and protection shit is really stupid because not every guy's got a fucking $100,000 a year job. So, fuck that. That's fucking stupid. Fuck you, bitches. You can't fucking have that as a preference. You fucking whores. You stupid whores. Do we say that? No, we just accept it and, move on. We don't tell you what your dating and mating preferences are allowed to be. You arrogant fucking cunts. Why don't you shut the fuck up about the fucking body count shit? Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, first of all. And it's just the entitlement, the arrogance, and the thinking you can just dictate to men whatever we prefer or what we think. Fuck you. Fuck you. How about that? Go fuck yourself. Right up the fucking ass with a big old BBC, you fucking cunts. Shut the fuck up. For real.